Hey, it's Don Skaggs again with Empowered Inventing, where we try to help you help other people by taking your great innovation, the right opportunity, mixing that with sound wisdom so you can turn them into real things like products and businesses that make money. Now today I want to talk to you about 5 different ways to mock up a product demo for pictures or videos. And this isn't so much a nuts and bolts thing, although there's some nuts and bolts things in here. But you'll understand where I'm going with this in a minute. So let's say you've got your Frankentype up and humming. It's working. It works really well for you. It is ugly as sin, but it works great. And if you don't understand what the difference in the prototypes are, the Frankentype from the Demotype, then you need to watch the video or take the course where we teach about that. So, you've got that first Frankentype humming. It's working. It's functional. It just goes, but it's ugly. It's not presentable. So now you're ready to get your optics in place. You're ready to drop that provisional patent application and start that starting gun on that year clock to find out, well, answer that one question: do I have a market for this? So how do you show your product off and get people interested? Well, you have to pretty it up. You have to have a Demotype. You have to build a Demotype. So if you want to get that good product demo going, you want to get it looking good, here's 5 things. Now the first one is you can use special effects. And there's a lot of CGI things that are very, very easy to do now, and there's people that will do it cheap now. There's a lot of great resources for that, but you have to be careful when you're using CGI or computer generated images. It could look really, really real, but people are going to want to know, does this work in real life, and that you're not faking it. And if they can tell it's CGI, or they say, I don't know about this, or you produce something and it doesn't match what you've shown and you've sold them on, then you can get in trouble. If you can't do it in real life, you can get into real trouble down the road. Now, that's especially true with Kickstarter, and there's been some real horror stories. Just look up the nano drone train wreck story, and that'll tell you tons. They came up with this thing. It was a lot of CGI. It looked real. It looked really real. It convinced me when I was watching. I didn't see anything that didn't look. It was very, very well done, and it was a great video. And they raised millions of dollars, and they couldn't build one. Couldn't even build the first. Couldn't do all the things they were saying it could do. So that's where you could really get into, if you're fake it till you make it, which, if you're being honest and you're having integrity about it, that's okay, and there's a way to do that. We teach those kinds of things, but you want to have the optics right, but don't oversell and underdeliver. You can use it, just be very, very smart about it and have some integrity about it. So another thing, and this is one of my favorite areas, is you can use Cots. I'm not talking about the ones for sleeping. The Cots is a military term. It stands for components off the shelf. And that's modifying things that maybe are already made for a completely different purpose. I've seen inventors do this. I've helped inventors do this. It's amazing. It's actually exciting, because you're taking this thing that's already, people have just spent some real time and energy developing it, and you can get it cheap and modify it, and bang, it's the prettiest, best piece of your Demotype you ever saw. So parts that are common in one marketplace, but maybe unheard of in yours. And I've told the story before about the one inventor that had a completely different product, but he found a part out of the hot tub industry. His product had nothing to do with hot tubs, but it worked on his product. And those are the types of exciting stories that you can create for yourself just by utilizing Cots or components off the shelf. Another one, use simple things that can make it look factory made. Now I'm talking about just going down to the craft store. You can paint over wood and make it look like plastic. You don't want to go, have a mold made and spend tens of thousands of dollars on plastic parts that you don't need, when you can just make one and make it look right and do it very, very economically. It can be done. I've seen it done. You just have to get the point here is you got to make it look good. And you have to make sure, though, and again, just like with the CGI, make sure you're able to do it in real production later if you're kind of painting it over and making it look like something else now. Now, another kind of a great one is to make a small, or what I call a micro lot. And this is great because now you can make 100, or you can make 500, or you can make 1,000, or maybe you can make 20 and sell it in a small show. Now, number one, that's going to give you some amazing feedback. It's going to validate your market better than you realize. There are some really big companies that used to spend millions of dollars on these huge surveys with people and market tests, and they found it was just as valid to go into these small places that you and I can go and test a small lot. So that's why I'm a big proponent of making those small lots. It's also going to help you develop your pitch, because when you're pitching to people and you're watching whether their eyes light up or not, you're going to find out what people really keying into. Now, lastly, number 5, practice your demo in front of a mirror or on a video. Set up your phone and do a video and then watch it, and that's actually sometimes even a little better than the mirror. But get comfortable with it. Number 1, you have to get comfortable with practicing to where, okay, and this is why I like, again, going to those small shows. You'll just feel like you've done an awful job maybe with the first 100 people. But that's okay. Those first 100 people are going to help teach you how to do it. It's better than any school or any kind of pitch school or anything you could go to. So practice. Just view the video. Again, this is why video is a great idea for this. Make critical notes, then try to refine it, and then rinse and repeat. Do it several times, over and over. Repetition and practice is the key here. Now, if you're looking for more on how to prototype and the difference between a Frankentype and a Demotype, why that's important, and how to do it and how to do it right, you want to enroll in Empowered Inventing Academy's specific course called Building a Prototype on a Budget. So you're not blowing your budget, and you should have a budget, by the way, on a very expensive prototype when you really are going to need more than one. So check that out. That's at empoweredinventing.com. Just click on the courses link, and you'll find it there, and you can check it all out. So anyway, I hope this is helpful. I'm Don Skaggs. This is Empowered Inventing TV. Like, subscribe. If you find somebody that you think this will help, please share it with them. And I will look to see you at the next meeting, workshop, maybe one of our online classes, or on the next video.